All right, I think we're live. Cool. I'm just gonna wait a second to see if we get a few more showing up. Guten Yardening. Oh boy. Hi everybody. It's so nice out tonight. We had a crazy rainstorm for the second day in a row. Last night the thunder came along and actually shook the house, which is pretty impressive. Thank you. Thank you very much, David. It's been 20 years. But thanks for connecting. We appreciate that. Yeah, we want to take a moment and just thank everyone. We hit 100 subscribers, and for 1 month in, I think that's a pretty big deal. We have a lot of bigger goals. We have a lot more to show you here in the Yarden, but it's a great start to our time here on. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. More than 20 years. I try to think I'm still pretty young, but there are those who remind me that I'm not as young as I used to be. Oh, well, we're out here enjoying ourselves this evening. This is a test run for us since we've never done a live stream before, but it's a pretty big deal to be able to get out here. And because of all the rain that we had, it's nice and cool, relaxing. We can show you a few things that we haven't shown you here for a while. Our grapes are coming in. Look at that. The grapes are coming in. Our potatoes are, looks like some of them are going to be a little bit early, so we're going to harvest those soon. I was thinking about a lot of the things that we haven't done yet. It just seems like the supply is going to be unlimited. Look at all that greenery behind us. We're getting close on a couple of the vegetables that we haven't been able to harvest yet. I'm on my laptop because we are not at 1,000 subscribers yet. You can't go mobile live until you get to 1,000. So laptop city, here we come. So I'm not sure that you can see with our eggplant coming in, which we haven't shown harvesting yet. So that's exciting. We have peppers coming in. One of my favorite things, Yarden candy, are tomatoes. I posted a picture of this on our Twitter earlier. Let's see if we can see it. Just now starting to ripen. And pretty soon we're going to come out here and be able to take them off just like candy. Goals. And what we can take off like candy right now are all of our fruits. If you watched our last harvest video, you saw that the fruits are coming in bountifully, to say the least. And I'm sorry that I'm going to eat a couple of these in front of you and that you can't actually taste them, because if you could, you might be a little bit jealous right now, but that's okay. We're celebrating. So we eat the fruits of our labor. We have a great video coming up for you tomorrow, hopefully. It's in editing now. We sadly lost a tree on our property, the biggest tree. Those are some beautiful tomatoes, Mr. Jefferson, the person who reminds me that I'm older. Yeah, we have some wonderful looking tomatoes coming in. And the cool thing is they're just now getting to that point. So the next month is just going to be full of them. We typically freeze ours because we grow a lot of cherry tomatoes. We typically freeze ours just as they are in little sandwich bags, and then put those into bigger gallon-sized bags. And we'll pull a baggie out and put it into whatever we're making. It's delicious that way. You wouldn't want to. I mean, it's not the same. You wouldn't want to thaw the tomatoes just like any other the vegetable that you freeze. Basically, you don't want to thaw them out because then that texture is all messed up. But But yeah, we have so many coming in, and we just save them, and they last us all year. It's just pretty awesome. Um, you know what this is? Does anybody know what this is? If you've seen my previous videos, you probably do, or if you've had them before, you probably do. These are not my favorite to eat straight up. They're good, but they're a little bit different. They're really good. They're really good as jam. No, that's not a blueberry. That's a good guess. That's a black currant. Black currant. You can make some nice jam with it. Yeah, black currant. We have three different kinds of currants, but my favorite is the pink champagne currant. And this is way different taste than the black currant. As nice and it's still tart a little bit, but it's much sweeter. But my favorite, you can get down in here and find them. My favorite of all the little berries on this side that we're growing, besides blueberries, is the gooseberry. These are amazing. There's a really crispy texture to them. I said before, when I'm eating some of these berries, I think the camera that we're filming with turns it into some ASMR. Yeah, they're really good. I hadn't really grown them or done anything with currants prior to about 3 years ago. And when we got these plants, well, I can actually give you a better look at them. When I got these plants, they were tiny. The first year, the second year was a big production. This year, they've grown exponentially. They're much bigger, especially the black currant. You can see the height of it here. A little bit under. But the birds, which we have an excess number of this year, and that's not a bad thing. Oh, my audio. I'm going to get closer to the internet. Um, the birds have been really going to town on uh, the currants, the champagne currants. They don't seem to care as much for the black currant for some reason. But the birds aren't a problem. I mean, if you've listened to our videos, you hear those beautiful sounds in the morning. It's the most relaxing thing. So I'm not worried about a few birds stealing a few berries here and there. And we have so much coming in anyway. You see it in here. We have grapes. We have 5 different varieties of grapes. And we also are apparently growing bird nests. One of the benefits of being out here, we've got a lot of nature coming in this year that we haven't had before. One of the perks, I guess, of being close to some marsh right behind us. In terms of the birds, we typically have robins. Um, I've seen a few cardinals. We have the finch is the most common, and actually this year on our front door, we had a wreath, a Christmas winter wreath, and for the second year in a row, birds laid eggs. Last year it was a robin who laid four eggs, and all of them hatched. This year it was a finch who laid 5 eggs, and all of them hatched. And then, before we knew it, they were gone. But we have so many birds around here, and I think, at least early on, that's helped us a little bit with some of the pests, some of the Japanese beetle issue that's now becoming more prevalent here. But I mean, so it's the beauty factor of hearing them, but also helping us. Yeah, we haven't really done much with hummingbirds. I think we thought about it a little bit. Um, my Some of my relatives do some work with hummingbirds and or feed them and attract them. I think they're really cool. I think the girls would actually enjoy that very much. We do feed the birds. We do have feeders for the birds, um, just to try to get as many as possible. Again, like the benefit of them helping us with the the pests, etc., are far outweigh any problem with them taking food, and we can always cover. And we have honeyberries out front. There are none on the bushes right now, but all the way back in our one of our first videos, we showed some honeyberries that are like elongated looking blueberries almost, so like a mix between a Concord grape looking color and an elongated blueberry. And we had to cover those up with netting because they would have been gone in a heartbeat if we hadn't done that. The birds know what's good. There's no doubt. Um, but you know, all in all, so far, I would say our harvests have been great. Our the weather has really cooperated in some ways in that we've had good bits of rain. It has been exceptionally hot for extended periods of time, which means that we end up, our spinach didn't last as long maybe as we would have liked, and some of our lettuce bolted a little bit soon, maybe got a little bit bitter. But those are the little things. We're really working on experimenting and trying to come up with what's going to produce best and work best for us, because our goal, especially in these times, is to not have to rely on going to the store for any of our produce. Yeah, we do. That's a good question. We do collect seeds. Actually, we let our spinach uh, bolt. We let it go to seed, and we left it in the ground. Um, Whereas, in years past, we might have pulled it out just so we can collect seeds. We're going to have a video on that in the near future. We also, for our tomatoes, we collect the seeds from them as well, and we'll have a video showing you how to do that. If you've never collected tomato seeds to show how that works, or don't know how that works, it's a really interesting process. In my opinion, it's unique because you have to leave them in water to a point where you would think things are going poorly. But it's a great process, and it's beneficial because when you grow vegetables in your garden or wherever you have whatever space you have, and then you collect those seeds year after year, you end up with a plant that is best suited for your ground. They're the children of the plant. It's like they've become settled in your soil, and so you get even better production. I think. Well, my goal tonight was to go for 15 minutes again to say thank you so much to everyone for 100 subscribers. We're at 120. Oh, almost 120. Let me not get ahead of myself. We're at 119 subscribers as of today, which again is a big deal. I think that speaks out to hopefully the idea that we have a lot here to show you as we learn from other people, and we can reach out and maybe show you a few things that are possible. When my wife and I talk about our goal for Guten Yardening and this channel, and just in general, we want to encourage other people to see what they can actually do without having to have a gigantic space, because our property really isn't that big. Um, but what we've tried to do is maximize that growing potential for all, and our harvest potential for all of these fruits and vegetables. And even if the space is small, we try to show alternate ways for people to do the same thing. There's nothing like the taste of your own produce. It doesn't compare to anything in the store, organic or not at the store. It just doesn't compare. To be able to come out, grab a strawberry, grab a potato. Tonight we came out, got green beans, lettuce, kohlrabi, squash, onion, and had dinner. I mean, it's the coolest thing to just be able to walk out here. We want to encourage more people to do that. So thank you so much for coming tonight, for joining us. Thank you so much for the support. Oh, and we may have our first shirt design, our good to go shirt design. Oh, and thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Where did I get that hat? Okay, listen. I put the link in all my videos. So if you scroll down into the description, of if you scroll in the description of the videos, you'll see the link to my hat. But for some reason, in that link, right, that's what I'm saying. In that link, there is it takes you to the wrong hat. There are like 6 options for hats. It's the second option over. That's this hat, and I tell you, it's like 50 SPF. It is fabulous, and as you get older and you have more you want to cover up there, it's ideal. As far as the channel being terrific, thank you so much. It's a lot of work that goes into these videos. It really is. But that work is so worthwhile. I don't. I've learned a lot about video editing. If I go back and watch the first video that we made a month ago and compare it to what we understand how to do now, I think it's a steep learning curve, but a good learning curve. And as far as the shirts go, that say "Good to Grow" and "Guten Yardening," and this is our logo that we use on all of our social media. And on the back, it says Guten. It says our website. This is Guten Yardening and YouTube. But as far as the shirts, we haven't made a link open yet on any of our videos, but we'll do that in the near future if you're interested. So thank you all so much for joining. I hope you have a wonderful evening as we plan to have. And stay on the channel, enjoy, look for some new content. We got some great stuff coming for you, great content coming. And we'll try to teach you as we learn from other people as well. Okay? Have a wonderful night, everybody. Thank you. Bye bye.